So in this session, we'll be discussing a very interesting and very important topic, that is measurement of three-phase power using 2 wattmeter method. Okay, measurement of three-phase power using 2 wattmeter method. Say that measurement of three-phase power using 2 wattmeter method. 2 wattmeter method. So this is very important topic. Okay, very important, because you are having one experiment on this topic as well in your basic electrical laboratory, and this question is very important from your BTU examination perspective as well. Okay, so now what we'll do over here is, so first we'll have our three-phase load. Okay, so first we will have our three-phase load, and we want to determine what is the power what is being consumed by that three-phase load. Now let me say that, so in order to indicate that three-phase load, okay, I'll be having the, so now let me say that I'll be having my R phase. This is my R phase. So let me see the type of the load. What we are having is inductive load. Okay, so this is my R phase. This is my Y phase. My Y phase, and one more phase that I'll be having, it's my B phase. Okay. So I can simply say that the, the three-phase load what I'm having in my circuit, I can just represent it somewhat like this. Okay. So this is my R phase, the Y phase, R phase, the Y phase, and the B phase. Okay, so this is my star connected load. Okay, okay. So now what is that I need to understand over here is, I want to measure, what is the power what is being consumed by this particular load. So since I know that it's a star connected load, so all the 3 points are being joined at one point. It's called as a neutral point. So this is my R dash. This is Y dash, B, and this is my B dash, right? And I know that in case of a star connection, the currents that will be flowing into my system. So this is my IR, this is my IY, and this is my IB. Okay. Then, as we know that to measure the power in the circuit, we'll be using a instrument called as a wattmeter, wherein that wattmeter will be having two coils. One is called as current coil, one more is called as a potential coil. So that current coil, we are going to connect it in series with the phase. So let me say that I'll be having the current coil in series, and the potential coil, I'm going to connect it between the two phases. So it is between R phase and the Y phase. So this is my 1 wattmeter. So this is 1 wattmeter. So I can call this as my W1. Similarly, I'll be having one more wattmeter in my second phase. So let me say that I'll be having current coil of that in series with the phase. Okay, and a potential coil connected between the two phases. Okay, so this is my second wattmeter. So I'll call this as a W2. Okay, this is my W2. Understanding? Then, if this is my neutral point, if this is my neutral point, I'm just extending it. So this is my neutral point. If I measure the voltage between the R phase and neutral, then this voltage I can call it as VRN. If I measure the voltage between Y phase and neutral, I'll call that voltage as let me say VYN. So I guess we have used the term as E. So let me not change the rotations. Let me have it as same. So this is ERN and this is EYN. If I measure between the V phase and the neutral, so this voltage is my EBN. Okay. Similarly, so in case I can measure the voltage between any two phases, such as ERY, EBR, and EYB. Okay. So fine. So now what we'll do over here is, now we'll try to make an analysis that how this two wattmeters can read the power being consumed by this three-phase load. So this is my three-phase load. This is my three-phase load, which is of type inductive in nature. So this can be anything. It can be a simple resistive load, here resistance, or it can be resistance in combination with the inductance, resistance in combination with inductance, resistance in combination with the inductance. One important thing that you people need to understand is this load, what we are using, is an balanced load. So when I use the term balanced load, I hope you people can understand it, that the impedance offered by each phase is the same. Right? So this load, what I'm considering, the three-phase load, what I'm considering, so this load, it is a balanced load. A balanced load. Okay. So now what we'll do over here is, so we'll try to write the equation for what is the power being read by this wattmeter. What is this reading being read by this wattmeter? Now I can simply say that, as we know, W1 is a wattmeter 1. W1 is a wattmeter 1, which is going to read what is the power being consumed between the phase R and Y. Because this wattmeter W1, the current coil is in series with the R phase. And the potential coil is between the R phase and the Y phase. So it is between R phase and the Y phase. So how I can write this? So wattmeter W1 is equals to, what it does, I can simply say that it reads the voltage which is developed across, you can see here, this terminal is at R phase, the other terminal is at Y phase. So it reads voltage across its potential coil, okay, into then current through the current coil, current through the current coil, current through current through current coil, current through the current coil, okay, into the cosine of angle between the voltage and current, because it's VI cos phi, because it reads the power wattage. So into cosine of angle between voltage and the current, that is this voltage and this current. Okay, so the same statement I can write it in terms of equation, saying that W1 is equals to, now you see here, where is your potential coil of your first wattmeter? So your potential coil, this is your potential coil. So this is your potential coil. and this is your current coil, right? So in case of a potential coil, it is connected between the R phase and the Y phase, right? So the potential coil of your wattmeter 1 is across R phase and the Y phase. So therefore I can write it as the voltage what is developed across voltage that is developed across R phase and Y phase into current through the current coil. So now I know that my current coil, it is in series with the R phase. So what it will read? It will read the current flowing in the R phase. It is nothing but my IR. It is current flowing through the R phase into cosine of angle between the voltage and current. So what it should read now? It should read cosine of cos of the angle between ERY and angle of IR. So it should read the angle between this voltage and this current. So angle between ERY and the IR. Understanding? Is it clear to you? Okay. Now what we'll do over here is similarly we'll write the equation for W2. Okay, we'll write the equation for W2. So in case of W2, in case of W2, how I can write this? So once again, it should be the same, right? Voltage across its potential coil. Now you see, with respect to W2, so this is the potential coil PC, and this is the current coil CC, right? So the potential coil is connected across B phase and the Y phase, right? The B phase and the Y phase. So since it is between the B phase and the Y phase, so what it will read? It will read the voltage between B phase and the Y phase. It will read the voltage between B phase and the Y phase into current through its current coil. Current through its current coil means what now? So since this current coil, it is in series with the B phase. So this coil is going to read current IB. So this reads the current IB. Understanding? This reads the current IB into the cosine of angle, this voltage and this current. So therefore, cosine of angle EBY and angle IB and angle IB. Okay. Now, once if you get the equation for W1 and W2, now what we have to do is, this is the very important step in this expression. Okay. So here we are going to build the phasor diagram. Okay. Here we are going to build the phasor diagram. Okay. So now in order to start to build this phasor diagram, so what we'll do over here is, okay, what we'll do over here is, we'll first try to understand. So as we have already developed the phasor diagrams for the circuits, okay, for three-phase circuits. So wherein how in case of star connection, what is the voltage current relation? In case of delta, what is the voltage current relation, like that. So similar such phasor diagram we are going to build it for this particular circuit. Okay. So now let me say that I am going to draw the phasor diagram for this star connection. I am going to draw the phasor diagram for this star connection. So first I will consider these line voltages ERN, EYN and EVN. Okay, so what I can do over here, so I will just draw the phasor. So let me say this is a vector. So this is my origin. So this is my EAN. This is my EAN. Okay, it's my, or I can say that ERN with respect to the R phase. Okay, then with respect to the Y phase, it has to be phase shifted by 120 degree, right? It has to be phase shifted by 120 degree. Then I can show my y phase. Okay, so this is my EYN. This is my EYN. Then my B phase has to be phase shifted by one more 120 degree. So this is my EBN. Am I right? So R phase, Y phase, and the B phase. Now I know my equation. I want to develop the equations. I'm building this phasor diagram so that I can identify some data of this particular equation. What data I want? I want what is the cosine of angle ERY and IB. Sorry, ERY and IR. So this data I want from phasor diagram. So this data I want from phasor diagram or from the vector diagram. Or from the vector diagram. So what is the cosine of angle ERY and the IR? So first I should build this vector, that is ERY. So I should build this vector. So how to build this vector ERY? I can say that we know that ERY is being given by ERN plus ERN plus ENY. EN1. Yes or no? So we have studied this. So ERY, the voltage between R phase and the Y phase. The voltage between R phase and Y phase can be given as ERN plus ENY. RN plus NY. But if at all if I want to write it as RN plus YN, then I should make the sign of this reverse. So I can write the same vector as ERN minus of EYN. So it is R phase voltage with respect to neutral, Y phase voltage with respect to the neutral. Okay. So now what we'll be doing over here is, so I'm having my ERN here, I'm having my EYN here. So I want my vector minus EYN. I want the vector minus EYN. So to fetch this vector minus EYN, what I should do? The same vector EYN has to be projected in the opposite side. Has to be projected in the opposite side. So I can take my vector. I can take this vector over here. Okay, so this becomes my minus EYN. This becomes my vector minus EYN. Then I want the vector sum of these two vectors. I want the vector sum of these two vectors. So what I need to do now? Apply parallelogram law. Apply parallelogram law. So when I apply this parallelogram law, okay, so here I will be getting my resultant vector. Here I will be getting my resultant vector. So this is nothing but my ERY. This is nothing but my ERY. Understanding? Okay, so this is almost the same step what we have done it in the prior cases. Okay, so I know that from the first fundamentals, this angle between the R phase and B phase, you answer me in the group chat. The angle between R phase and B phase, what is this angle? What is this angle? Yes, my dear students, what is this angle? R phase and B phase. So this is 120. Agreed? So this angle is 120. Then, so this dotted yellow color line, which is nothing but minus EYN, has moved, is moving exactly in the center between R phase and B phase. Then with respect to your R phase, what is this angle now? What is this angle? This angle is 60 degree, right? Okay, then next, your ERY which is a resultant vector, is moving exactly in the center between ERN and minus EYN. Then what is this angle? What is this angle? This angle is 30 degree, right? I want answer from all the students for attending the session. I don't want you to sit dummy. Okay, so this angle is 30 degree. This angle is 30 degree. Now, what concept I'm going to add on to this phasor diagram is, you see my load. What's the nature of my load? Answer me in the group chat. What type of load it is? Nature of the load. What is the nature of the load? Okay, it is star connected load. It is a balanced load. Fine. I'm asking type of the load. Type of the load is good, Suprit. So this type of the load is inductive load, right? So the type of the load it is the inductive load. So since it is inductive load, what is that you need to remember? So since the type of load it is inductive, current will lag the voltage. Current will lag the voltage, right? So now this is your voltage of R phase with respect to neutral. Then how will you show your IR vector now? So I will use a common color for all the vectors of I. Okay, let me say that this is your IR. So this is the voltage. It should lag. IY. Sorry, IB. Sorry. Okay, this is Y. It should lag. Here you get here. Sorry. Okay, so I'm not interested in this IB and IY. However, even this angle is 120, this angle is 120, this angle is also 120. So wherever you go, that angle 120 is being maintained. So I'm interested only in this IR. Okay, just for your instance, I have shown for IY and IB. Okay, now what is that I want? You see the equation. What is that I want? I want what is the angle between, however, this cos will come default. I want what is the angle between ERY and IR. This angle I want between the vector ERY and IR. What is the angle? That angle I want. Now how to get this? Where is your ERY? ERY is here. Where is your IR? IR is here. Right? Now what I want the angle between. I want the angle between ERY and IR. It means what? I want this angle. Understanding? I want this angle. Angle between ERY and IR. How to get this? Now, I know that this is the voltage vector, voltage of R phase with respect to N. This is the current I. I know that in case of an inductive circuit, current lags the voltage by an angle phi. Which is your angle phi? This is your angle phi. This is your angle phi. Which is your angle phi? Here between voltage and current. So this angle is phi. What I want? I want this angle. So how can you write this angle? How can I write this angle? Answer me in the group chat. This angle is phi. I don't know. It may be whatever angle. I'm not knowing about this angle phi. Good, Subhash. So this angle. So since you know that this complete angle is 30 degree, right? Between ERY and this is 30. This is phi. I hope you're able to understand this. This angle is 30 between ER and ER. So this black color, whatever I've shown over here, this angle is 30 degree. And this angle is phi. So this is 30, this is phi. What is this? 30 minus 5, right? So this I can write it as, so this angle I can write it as 30 degree minus 5. 30 minus 5. Understanding? Is it clear to you? Okay. Similarly, what I will do is I'll not draw the same. I'll not draw the one more vector in the same vector diagram. I'll draw it separate. Okay. So the students who have not understood how I have got this 30 minus 5, they can understand it from the second equation, the equation for W2. Okay. So you are having one more chance now to understand the topic. So first we are going to draw the vectors for ERN. Okay, then next EYN. So this is EYN. Then next I'm going to have my EBN. Understanding? So this is my vector diagram, my origin. Now next what I want to do, I want to implement an equation wherein my W2 is been given by EBY into IB into cos of angle EBY and IB. What is my intention over here? I want to identify what is the angle between the vector EBY and IB. So this I want to fetch it from my vector diagram. I want to fetch it from the vector diagram, the angle between EBY and the IB. So for that, first I want the vector EBY. So how to get this vector EBY? How to get this vector EBY? So to get this vector EBY, to get the vector EBY, what I should do now? I can simply write an equation. EBY is equals to, EBY is equals to, EBY is equals to EBN plus EYN. Sorry, ENY. ENY. So this can be written as EBN plus minus EYN, right? So EBY can be written as EBN plus ENY, which is equals to EBN minus EYN. So this I am going to reverse it. Since I am reversing this, this plus becomes the minus. Okay, so I need to implement this particular vector. So I should have the vector EBN and minus EYN, right? So this is my EBN vector. Now I should have my minus EYN. So how to get minus EYN? So I'm having the vector EYN. This I will project it in the opposite direction. So this gives me my minus EYN. Now what I should do? I should identify the resultant vector between EBN and minus EYN. So I need to employ the parallelogram law. I need to implement the parallelogram law. So over here I'll be having, okay, then the resultant vector from origin to this point. So this is nothing but my EBY. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll not write all the angles because you should not get confused. I'll just ask orally for you. Okay, now the angle between your R phase and B phase was 120, right? R phase and B phase was 120. So since this dotted yellow color line nothing but minus E by N is projected exactly midway between ERN and EBN, so it is dividing this as 60, 60, right? Then I am having this resultant vector wherein it is exactly dividing the vector minus E by N and EBN into two halves. So this will be angle 30, this will be angle 30. Agreed? Yes or no? So I mean to say, so with respect to this, it is 30. With respect to this is 30. Now, what kind of a load I am having? I am having the load which is of the type inductive. Which is of the type inductive. So the load that I'm having in my circuit is the type inductive. So since the load is inductive, what's the voltage current relationship? So current should lag the voltage. Current should lag the voltage. So that I will show it over here. The same I'll show it over here. Now this is the voltage. Current will lag. So this is my current flowing in the R phase. Okay, this is the voltage line. Current will lag. So this is my IB. This is voltage. It should lag. So this is my IY. You can see. So this is IR, IY, and IB. So all the three vectors, they are lagging the voltage by angle phi. This is angle phi. This is angle phi, and this is the angle phi. Now what I want the angle between the vector EBY and the vector IB, right? It means what? I want this angle. I want this angle. What is this angle now? What is this angle? Yes, my dear students, please answer it in the group chat. What is this angle? Very good, Subhash. Good. So this angle is nothing but now 30 plus phi. Why this is 30 plus phi? This angle is phi. The angle between the voltage and the current. This angle is phi and this angle is 30 degree. So since I want this angle, so this is 30 plus phi. Understanding? 30 plus phi. Okay. So which means from the vector diagram, actually you have to draw both the vector diagrams in the same vector diagram only. But since you people will not, or it might be difficult for you people to understand from the same diagram, I have drawn it two vector diagrams for second equation as well as for the first equation. Okay, our basic interest to draw this vector diagram was to identify the angle, right? So now, so once if we have got this angles, that is, this is angle cosine 30 minus phi, this is cosine angle 30 plus phi. So once if you have got that information, then we can start working on this equation. Okay, now what we'll do over here is, so we'll write the equation over here. Okay, so we'll write the equation for W1. Okay, we'll write the equation for W1. Our equation for W1 was found to be, W1 was found to be, W1 is equals to the voltage between R phase and Y phase into the current IR into cosine of angle ERY, and this one more is what? The angle IR. So let me call this as equation 1. Understanding? And equation W2, wherein we had written that W2 is equals to, it's the angle between BY into the current IB into cosine of angle EBY and the angle IB. So this was our second equation. So now since we are able to identify this angle, so we can update this equation 1 and equation 2. So we can write from vector diagram, okay, I can write my equation W1 as, W1 is equals to ERY as it is, IR as it is, cosine of angle. What is this angle? This angle is found to be 30 minus phi. Okay, so I'll call this as updated equation 1, that is 1 dash. Similarly, if, the W2 can be written as W2 is equals to EBY as this into IB cosine of angle. What is the angle between EBY and IB from the vector diagram? This is found to be as 30 plus phi. So I'll call this as equation number 2 dash. That is the updated equation of equation 1 and equation 2. Okay. So once if I have got this, that's the equation for your W1 and W2. Okay. So now what is that I need to do over here is, I need to identify what is the total power, what is being consumed by this three-phase load. The total power consumed by the three-phase load is being given by W1 plus W2. W1 plus W2, because W1 is reading what is the power being consumed between R phase and Y phase. W2 is reading what is the power being consumed between Y phase and the B phase. Then the total power will be equal to what? The reading read by the wattmeter W1 and the reading read by the wattmeter W2. So when I sum the both the values, at that time I will get the total power. I will get the total power. Now, I can write this equation for P as what? So I can write the equation for P as ERY into IR cosine of angle 30 minus 5. Okay. Plus, what is this? EBY into IB into cosine of angle 30 plus 5. Now, what is this ERY? This is my line voltage. This is my line voltage. So how I can write this? So ERY is nothing but my line voltage. EL, IR, it is nothing but my line current. So IL, understanding, into cos of 30 minus 5 plus, what is this? Once again, this is a line voltage, EBY, into IB is once again the line current, cosine of angle 30 plus 5. So it means